All right, so get ready because today we're diving deep into something really fascinating. We're going to be talking about the soul.
Oh,
And specifically, we're exploring this recording called the Soul.m4a.
interesting.
Yeah. And let me tell you, this is not like your typical self-help type of, you know,
Yeah.
message.
Yeah.
This thing goes way deeper.
Okay.
It talks about ancient Atlantis. It
Wow.
brings up this cosmic event called the Cross of Heaven. And it even gets into how you can actually experience like a real profound integration with your own soul
Hmm.
in this lifetime.
That's pretty intense.
It is pretty intense, right?
Yeah.
So what I found really fascinating was how this recording, like right from the get-go, it tackles these common misconceptions that we have about the soul.
Oh, really?
Like, where does it actually reside? What does it even represent?
Yeah.
And it suggests that our understanding of this is kind of distorted by this thing that it calls the illusion of separation.
The illusion of separation.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, what's interesting to me is how it traces this illusion back to a veil.
Oh, wow.
It says this veil originated in Atlantis,
Okay.
and it paints this picture of Atlantean society as like completely communal.
Oh, wow.
So people lived, ate, slept, even gave birth together.
All together.
Yeah, there was like a real fear of solitude back then.
That's so different from like how our world is today, right? Where
Yeah.
like everyone's all about individuality.
Exactly.
It's so interesting how like things have shifted.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, like, how did this communal way of life in Atlantis lead to the creation of this veil?
Well, according to the recording, the Atlanteans, they were so focused on their mental faculties and the external world that they basically neglected their spiritual connection.
Oh, so they were just kind of like blocking themselves off from their souls.
Yeah, basically they created this veil of separation from their own souls.
Wow. So this veil, it's like been around for ages, influencing how we connect with our souls.
Right?
Okay, so the recording also talks about the soul being patient and eventually reuniting with us. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so it describes the soul as like patiently observing and learning
Hmm.
from everything that its human projection experiences.
So it's like the soul is on this journey with us,
It is like it's right there alongside us gathering wisdom.
but it can't directly influence our lives because of this veil.
Exactly.
Oh,
And it's like there's this ancient promise, woven into our very being, a promise made in Atlantis that speaks of an eventual reunion.
a reunion.
Yeah.
And an integration.
Integration between the soul and its human counterpart.
Uh-huh.
So the soul, it's always there waiting to reconnect. But it seems like something shifted recently
Yeah.
to make this reunion like more possible.
Right.
The recording mentions this Cross of Heaven event.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
So that happened on March 28th, 2020.
Okay.
And the recording describes it as this massive cosmic shift.
A cosmic shift.
Yeah, it brought like this surge of light into the world, and it's starting to dissolve that veil of separation. So is this cross of heaven like a turning point in human history?
I mean, it's definitely significant.
Okay.
I don't know about a mass reunion, but
Right.
what it emphasizes is that this event brought the soul closer to its human projection than ever before
Hmm.
in history.
Wow.
So imagine it like a door cracking open,
Oh, okay.
offering this new possibility.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like we've entered this new era where soul integration is becoming more accessible.
That's so interesting because, we often think of like our spiritual journey as a return to the soul,
Right.
but this recording is like flipping that on its head.
It is.
Yeah.
It's saying the soul is actually returning home to the human.
Wow.
It's not about us going up to some spiritual realm.
Hmm.
It's about the soul integrating with its physical projection
Okay.
to create a complete being.
So it's like think of your body as a temple for the soul,
Exactly.
a place where it can fully reside and express itself.
Yes.
I love that reframing.
Yeah,
But is this integration like something that's possible in our lifetime?
that's a great question.
Or is this just like a nice concept?
Well, the recording makes it very clear that this integration is not some far-off dream
Okay.
reserved for, mystics or saints.
Right.
It's a real possibility for anyone
For anyone.
who's open to it.
Wow.
Doesn't matter what your background is or what you believe.
So it's about making a choice
It is.
and being willing to create that space for your soul to come home.
Exactly.
That is powerful, but what does someone actually have to do to become open to this?
Well,
The recording mentions this story of David,
right.
who went through some intense loss. How does that relate to all of this?
So David's story is a powerful example of how letting go of the old can make way for something new.
Okay.
He lost his job, his home, his relationship, even his mother.
Oh, wow.
It was a period of immense change and upheaval for him.
Yeah.
But the recording reframes this loss as shedding the obsolete.
It's obsolete.
Yeah, things that were no longer serving him and were actually preventing a deeper connection with his soul.
So it's almost like his losses created the space for his soul to come in.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's a powerful thought, but I can imagine some listeners might be a little freaked out by that.
Right.
Does this mean we all have to experience major loss to connect with our souls?
Not at all.
Uh-huh.
The recording doesn't present loss as a requirement for soul integration.
Okay.
Remember, it emphasizes choice and openness.
Right.
David's story is just an illustration of how letting go of what no longer serves us can create room for a deeper connection.
Okay. So letting go doesn't necessarily mean physical loss, but it could be about shifting our perspective,
Exactly.
our attachments, our beliefs.
It's about recognizing what might be holding us back.
Mm-hmm.
Old patterns, outdated beliefs,
Yeah.
even relationships that no longer support our growth.
Right.
It's about being willing to evolve and step into a more aligned version of ourselves.
It's interesting. We've been talking a lot about this integration, but what does that actually feel like? Like, what changes when our soul comes home?
That's a great question. The recording doesn't offer a specific roadmap,
Okay.
but it does highlight a few key shifts that David experienced after this period of loss.
Okay, what were they?
He started to develop what the recording calls divine senses.
Divine senses.
Yeah, this heightened level of perception and awareness that allowed him to experience the world in a completely new way.
Divine senses. I'm really curious about that. What do you think these divine senses might be?
Well, the recording doesn't go into a ton of detail,
Right.
but it hints at a deeper connection to intuition,
Okay.
inner knowing,
Yeah.
perhaps even a heightened sensitivity to energy or emotions.
Like, we gain access to a whole new set of senses
Yeah.
that help us navigate, like, the spiritual or energetic realms.
Exactly. Think about it. We have 5 physical senses that help us navigate the physical world.
Right.
Imagine having additional senses that help us navigate the spiritual or energetic realms.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
It makes this whole concept of divine senses so much more tangible. But it also makes me wonder if these senses are accessible to everyone. Why do we all experience them?
Well, the recording suggests that these senses become more active as we deepen our connection with our soul.
Oh.
It's like they've always been there, but the veil of separation has kind of dimmed our ability to access them.
So as the veil dissolves, these divine senses become more pronounced.
Right.
It seems like David and the person speaking in the recording have both tapped into these senses.
Yeah.
They describe it as reaching this new level of love and understanding, which they call Love 2.0,
Okay.
or the level of the master of love. Can you explain what that means?
So this Love 2.0 seems to point to a more expansive and unconditional way of loving and relating to ourselves and the world around us.
Okay.
It's a love that's not based on need or attachment,
Hmm?
but on a deep understanding of our interconnectedness.
Wow.
Imagine seeing the world in black and white and then suddenly experiencing it in full color.
Okay.
That's kind of what Love 2.0 feels like according to the recording.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the recording seems to be an invitation to open ourselves to this possibility of soul integration,
It is.
this deeper connection with our true selves.
Yeah, and it leaves us with this sense of hope and possibility.
Hope and possibility.
It's like saying, hey, you have this incredible potential within you. Are you ready to explore it?
This whole conversation has really shifted my perspective. I love how the recording challenges us to think differently about the soul.
Yeah.
It's not about seeking something outside of ourselves, but about recognizing what's already within.
Exactly, and it begs a question. Are we creating space in our lives for our souls to fully integrate? Are we open to the possibility of experiencing these divine senses, this Love 2.0,
Yeah.
this heightened level of awareness and connection?
That's such a powerful question.
What resonates with you from all of this?
Yeah, what feels most true for you?
What would it look like to allow your soul to fully come home?
And what might we need to let go of to create space for that to happen?
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are great questions to sit with.
I think what's so compelling about this recording is it flips the script on how we think about the soul.
Right.
We always talk about, going on this big journey to find our soul.
Right.
But this recording is like, what if the soul has been looking for us
Yeah.
this whole time?
It's been there waiting for us to create space for it to come home.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And it makes you think,
Yeah.
what if the soul's journey isn't about escaping this physical world, but about really embracing it?
Yeah.
integrating with it, experiencing life
Hmm.
through this, like, broader lens.
Totally. And it's not about denying our human experience or striving for some, like, unattainable state of perfection.
Right.
It's about becoming more whole, more integrated,
More fully expressed.
more fully expressed in who we really are.
Yeah, like what could be possible if we all started living as temples for our souls?
That's a good one.
How would our relationships change?
Yeah.
How would our creativity flourish? How would we approach the challenges and opportunities, that life throws at us?
That's amazing. Those are great questions to ponder.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this deep dive. What
Yeah.
resonated with you?
Yeah. What new insights did you gain?
What are you inspired to explore further in your own life?
Remember, this is just the start of the conversation.
Right.
We encourage you to dive deeper into this topic.
Yeah.
Explore what soul integration means for you. See what happens as you kind of open yourself to the possibility of a deeper connection with your true self.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
It's really about finding what feels right for you.
Yeah. And what I really love about this whole deep dive is how it flips the script on how we view the soul.
Right.
Like, we think about this big journey of searching for our soul, but this recording is like saying, what if it's been searching for us
Yeah. What if the soul's been waiting
all this time?
for us to create space for it?
It's beautiful.
And it makes you think,
It does.
what if it's not about escaping from this physical world,
Yeah.
but about really like embracing it and integrating?
Yeah, like becoming more whole, more integrated, more in tune with who we really are.
Exactly. And it's not about being perfect or anything like that.
No, not at all. It's about expressing our true selves.
Right. And imagine what we could do if we all lived that way.
What do you mean?
Like, what if we all saw ourselves as temples for our souls?
Oh, wow.
How would that change our relationships, our creativity, how we deal with challenges?
That's an amazing thought.
It is something to think about.
It really is. And we want to hear from you. What did you think of this deep dive?
Yeah. What parts resonated with you the most?
What new things did you learn?
What are you inspired to explore further in your own life?
This is really just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah, we hope you'll keep diving deeper into this topic.
See what soul integration means to you and what happens when you open yourself up to that deeper connection.
With your true self.
Exactly. And until next time, keep diving deep.